Welcome to the first episode of the Niagara Falls Art Gallery's Art Academy channel. Our first series will cover watercolors for beginners. And, as this is our first episode, we will be looking at getting ready to paint. We'll cover our suggested starting colors, palette layout, brushes, paper, and how we suggest to set up your station or desk. So, get yourself settled, and let's get into it. Before you can begin to paint, you'll want to pick out some colors. To get started, we always suggest starting off with two sets of primary colors. A warm set, and a cool set. You can always add more paints later, but this will give you a good base, and you can also mix quite a few more colors using this set. Watercolor paint is typically available in either liquid or dry puck form. We prefer using the liquid form. Usually, this not only allows for more flexibility physically, but also with huge choice as dry pucks often come as a set. The primary colors consist of red, yellow, and blue. There are paints of different quality available, from what is considered a student, hobbyist, or professional grade, but it really doesn't matter which grade you choose when you are starting out. Richer colors may be more prevalent with greater quality paints, however, when you are just beginning, you can focus more on how to use them rather than the exact hues being used. Don't forget that you can always upgrade when it suits you. So once you are ready to purchase your paints, these are the colors we suggest finding. For your warm palette, we suggest a cadmium medium red, a cadmium medium yellow, and a cerulean blue. For your cold palette, we suggest an alizarin crimson red, a lemon cadmium yellow light, and an ultramarine blue. In addition to those colors, we would also suggest the option of purchasing just two more colors to round out your palette. These would be a burnt umber, which is a dark brown, and an ochre, which is a dark golden color. Now let's look at something to set up the paint on. You can always purchase a professional palette. However, we suggest, and prefer, a glass plate like Corel which is durable and easy to work with. Your paints can also easily dry to the surface, and be stored to reuse numerously over a long period of time. As you can see, you need only to add a little water with your brush to the dried paint, and they become instantly reusable. You can mix the paint as easily as when you started. Once you have finished painting, simply set the plate somewhere safe, and out of the way to dry. You can even stack dried plates, with a piece of wax paper in between, if you are using multiple palettes. Now let's quickly talk about brushes. As this video is meant for beginners, we're going to focus on a basic set of 3 brushes that will give you a good starting point. We suggest beginning with 2 round brushes, a size 8 and a size 10, as well as a size 10 flat brush. There are many other styles available, but our recommendation is to focus on investing in the best quality brushes for your budget. It is always better to have a few, versatile brushes that perform well than having a vast number of brush styles that underperform. Remember, you can always expand your collection later. As with everything else, there are a variety of factors to consider when choosing paper. Better quality watercolor papers are often made of cotton, but other substances such as wood pulp are often used. Typically, these papers are made in one of 3 methods: handmade, mold-made, or machine-made. Secondary to these methods is the manner in which the paper was pressed. This could be done in what is called either a hot press or a cold press production. When purchasing paper, you will often see it labeled with an indication as to the method it was produced. For example, a paper could read as a handmade, cold-pressed sheet. Hot-pressed papers are customarily smoother and more suited to drawing or printmaking. This is why the rougher, more textured surface of the cold press method is preferred, as it allows for more absorption. You should also consider the thickness of the paper. This can range from what is referred to as 90 pound, which is inexpensive but very thin, to 300 pound, which is a premium, more costly product that offers much more rigidity and performance. Our suggestion for a good middle ground paper would be a hand or mold-made cold-pressed, 140 pound paper. As a commonly used grade by watercolorists, it should perform well, and it is also frequently used in our classes here at the gallery. Finally, let's set up your work area. First, choose an area where you have lots of arm room and space. You'll want a hard, flat surface that can handle potentially getting wet and having things taped to it. Start by laying out your paper. We suggest using a masking tape of your choice to secure the paper to the table. Taping the four sides of the paper can help prevent water or paint escaping to or marking up the edges, but it can also provide a nice border effect once removed after your painting is complete. Next, lay out your palette. It can be placed on whichever side is most comfortable for you. For water, use 2 small cups or containers for this, as eventually your first cup will become cloudy after some use. You can see here that we used 2 recycled yogurt containers. These are easily obtained, durable, and are the perfect size. It's also a good idea to have a piece or 2 of paper towel handy. This is a good place to rest your brushes and keep your work surface dry. They are also helpful if you need to remove excess water from your brush, paper, or even an accidental spill. And there you have it. You're ready for your first watercolor painting. Our next episode will cover how to get started mixing and blending colors. Stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe to this channel by clicking on the bell so that you won't miss an episode or any of our other great content. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.